find a mentor as early as possible.
They help you see something that you're too close to see. They help you identify
Where they should go and look for a mentorship.
who is willing to help you, not because you're giving them something. The hard part was how to make something actually grow. A lot of them just come with saying, solve my problem. But that's the wrong way of going to find mentors.
Hey, most companies don't fail because they lack ideas. They fail because they cannot translate a strategy into execution. And today's guest is someone who has spent her career solving exactly that problem. Smita Bagla brings over 2 decades of experience leading large-scale transformation across global companies such as United Health Group, Kaiser Permanente, Cisco, AT&T, DirecTV, and Toyota Financial Services, driving innovation across AI, SaaS, and enterprise platform. But what makes her journey unique is that she has also been a startup founder, building and successfully exiting an enterprise software company early in her career, and has since served as the fractional CXO and board member across digital health, education, and AI startups. She's also been deeply involved in the startup ecosystem. I was part of one, TiE, and she has been the TiE SoCal president just before me and launched our TiE SoCal Angels Fund and Angels Program and Investment Summit to bring together entrepreneurs, investors, and mentors. At the core of her work is a powerful belief: turning chaos into clarity is what separates companies that scales from those that stall. Tell us about your journey in the startup ecosystem, Smita.
Thank you, Anshuman, and thanks for having me here on your podcast. So early in my career, I started an enterprise software company that, unlike most founders, I thought success will come down to be like great product, work hard, and be intentional and give great service. But what I quickly realized was that wasn't the hard part. The hard part was how to make something actually grow, something scalable. We had our customers asking for more support, more customization, and we kept on saying yes. But what was happening? We were working very hard, but we were not growing. We were just doing the same thing over and over again and servicing the same customers. So at that time, I met a mentor who told me something that I've never forgotten. He said, "You're not undercharging, you are undervaluing your business." And that completely changed how I thought. It wasn't about doing more, it was about understanding value, pricing, and building something that scales, that can stand without you, without your developers, and really grow with the business, with the customers. So I use the same philosophy when we led a TiE SoCal and launched TiE SoCal Angels and Investment Summit along with you. This also gave me the front row seats into hundreds of founders at different stages.
Right.
And what really stood out to me is the biggest challenge isn't building, having the greatest product. It's scaling with the right decisions, valuing the right thing, and really changing that chaos into clarity. So that's what my mentor showed me and played a critical role for me. And I've seen that same pattern happen in startups as well as in big enterprises.
Right.
And I believe that's where mentorship, perspective, and experience really counts.
I'm glad that you were able to find a mentor who guided you early on in your career with your first company that you launched. I'm a EIR entrepreneur in resident at Chapman University, and I meet with a lot of student founders also. And one thing that I tell them that find a mentor as early as possible, because look at all these sports personality. These are world class sports person. Still, they need a coach. Why? They know how to play the game. They are a pro at it, but still they are looking for a coach, and they get coaching on all aspects from maintaining their health in top order to eating right to practicing the right way and whatnot. So I feel that, once you start a startup or start your entrepreneurial journey, that coach in a sports example becomes a mentor here. What are your thoughts of that? Define a mentor, what a mentor should, or what a mentor would do to a startup founder if they latch upon someone and find somebody who is the right fit to be a mentor for that very specific startup.
So I believe these mentors are critical, not just for advice, as you said, in sports, what to eat, what to do. It's not just advice, it's guiding. They help you see something that you're too close to see. They help you identify things that it will take you months to figure out. For example, that pricing and value of my business. So in just one conversation, the mentor showed me what it is. They help you move from that confusion to clarity faster because they bring all that experience that they have been through. So you're basically getting a first-hand education on something that would take you years to understand. Does that answer your question here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so let's have a case study. There is a first-time founder. How he or she should approach a mentor or where they should go and look for a mentorship. What should be the first stepping stone or the first step in that journey?
So look around you. Start with proximity. For example, communities like TiE SoCal, founder networks, even your own extended network. If you have other entrepreneurs who've been successful, you will understand that there's many more people willing to help than most founders realize. But the key is relevance. Look for people who have solved problems similar to you and in a similar field instead of just going to just successful people in general. And the other thing is you build relationships. And once you start building relationships, then don't just think of them as transactional relationships. Be authentic, give your full to it. Because at that time you can find somebody who is willing to help you, not because you're giving them something, it's because they feel that they can make your product, your life, your company to scale much better.
Smita, I would like to add on that. TiE is a great example, and one of the 5 pillars that we have is mentorship, and we have a great mentorship program. And so does so many other organizations, including some of the government initiative here in California and all over the US, be it SBDC and other programs that are running, plug and play and whatnot. Many a times I feel that a founder reaches out to somebody that, hey, and mentorship is a big word, can you become my mentor? But they have nothing to offer, or they just want somebody to be a mentor on their slide deck, but they are not listening to them. Do you have any such kind of experience that, somebody who has approached you and, hired you as a mentor, or, took you as a mentor, but really didn't get mentored because they didn't want to be mentored?
Right, because a lot of founders are just looking for validation. What I'm doing is right, I'm moving in the right direction, and everybody wants a quick pill. What will make it better? But that's not the right way. The right way is to be intentional. Come with the context and options and understand, be specific, be open to challenge as to there could be something you're doing not right or you are not thinking about because there are lots more avenues that you could approach. There are a lot more things that you may not have thought of. So be intentional. And also pick up mentors that are based on your gaps somewhere. Like, for example, if you don't have a pedigree, pick somebody from a pedigree if you're moving into some area where you think pedigree matters. Pick somebody who has run a successful company or somebody who has really accepted that challenge, but be willing to listen to them. So a lot of them just come with saying, solve my problem. But that's something that's the wrong way of going to find mentors.
So,
So,
so you hit upon a right note that find your gaps and find a mentor who can help you with that gap. There is no point, if you are a AI founder and you know your stuff, to find a AI mentor to come and guide you. It could be marketing, it could be operations, it could be finance, it could be fundraising, it could be how to package it,
right.
how to do the GTM, right? Is this what you mean, and what you are trying to say?
In a way, it could be packaging and stuff comes later too, because then you can find people who have done that successfully. Initially, it's clarity of thought as to what you are doing, where you are going, where you are thinking about your solution, what really matters. There's like no magic pill in a way. There's no fast solution that okay, I used AI today to make my software, and now I have an app that everybody should love just because I had a thought in there. But making sure that it's really solving a problem, and who are the other people who have solved similar problems may not be exactly in that area, like in sports or in, say, medical technology, or it can be like digital health education, but somebody who has solved a similar kind of problem, like increasing. For example, if you take like Salman Khan of the Khan Academy, he started with this education idea,
Yes.
but his was totally free. He did not at that time thought that he would be so big as he is. And a lot of people think, okay, let me start like a biology teaching thing or something else, like, AI teaching, and I'll become big. But it really depends on the fact is that how you go about thinking about it. Are you really solving the problem people want? How do understanding what people really want is something a mentor can help you figure out, because they are your sounding board. They are also somebody who's not as close to the problem, and they are
Right.
somebody sitting outside the solution you have got. So I have had great mentors along the way, and I really, really am thankful for that.
Great. My next question, a follow up on the answers that we have built up so far. What is the right way and what is the wrong way of using a mentor
As
or
I
mentor's time?
Yeah. So it's basically, first is, as we said earlier, don't be transactional. Don't just look for validation or ask very broad question that shows that you don't understand your own problem. You should be very willing to be able to answer. Like when you are coming to a mentor, it should be open to a challenge from them as well as you. Ask very specific options. Give them where you stand. What is it? And listen to them as to how would they solve a problem. Sometimes a mentor may not be able to give you a specific answer, but they'll give you how to approach a problem.
Right.
So the right way is to be specific, be respectful of mentor's time, but don't take a mentor that's not in that specific field. If you take somebody who runs a restaurant and then you want them to help you with AI, sometimes just some practices will help. How to scale, how to work under pressure. But if you ask them a question, is that, can I make AI make your food? Well, they won't be able to tell you because you need to go to somebody who's an AI expert. So it has to be a little bit, around the area that you're trying to solve the problem, and be open to listening, be opening to challenge them and understand clearly so that you have clarity. Good answer?
What pisses me off when a founder will reach out to you, cold reach out via LinkedIn or WhatsApp. My number is everywhere, so people do reach out to me in various forms, and they will do everything right for the first 5, 7, 10 days, but ultimately their internal goal is that can I connect with them with some investors. And I don't think, you got in touch with me for that aspect of the business. but suddenly all the discussion start happening there. And I feel that, yeah, you're looking for a mentor. If the ultimate goal is to look for a mentor who can help you with fundraising, be upfront for that. You don't have to sign up a mentor in some other way and now both of you are stuck over there. Do you have any such experiences, which started something else and it moved to completely a different direction?
Lots. I feel that most founders at this time are looking for investors when they're raising money. And when they ask for mentors, they have one thing in mind is that how can they get me some money from some big investors? Because those people are connected to them, say on LinkedIn or some or the other, or they know them through some or the other way. So that happens a lot. However, and a mentor would be able, so if you have a mentor who understands your problem, understands where you are, the founder has to be upfront that I have these problems. How do I go about it? And ask them initially, like, when they connect with you in the beginning, say, one of the reasons I'm connecting with you is also because I feel that you would be able to guide me to connect with investors, but please also show me how to connect with investors like this. So if they really want to, if they're sincere, that is what really matters. Because if they're sincere about getting your advice, not just as a stepping stone to investors, then only this mentorship is successful. Because if that happens to me, first I would sincerely like to help them. And when I realize that they're not following any, like after a week or so, they are just very impatient. They only want connections and investor introductions and all that. So I would entertain with a couple of them, like couple of introductions, but I also see how they perform. If they are not, I say sorry. I say, I'm sorry, that is it. I won't be able to help you with the others yet because I don't think you are mature enough to go there. And and then they sometimes they also say is that can you help us get mature at that time? But again, they are lacking the experience to become mature. So you have to connect them with other mentors who would be able to help them, and then they can come to you for your connections. So that's usually
Or,
the way.
yeah, or put them through some program like
Yeah.
score and whatnot, where they go through a more structured, or maybe an incubator or an accelerator also.
Absolutely.
Nexus has just reopened itself in
Yeah.
Irvine,
Yeah.
and they have great resource available to them to help our early stage founder here in Southern California region. So we did talk about TiE, but what are the other ways for a founder to find mentors very, very early on? I think that LinkedIn is still a great resource in identifying the right set of people and approaching them in the right way.
Yeah.
Another I feel is we have so many events happening all around us. So start showing up for those events and make relationship there with the speakers, with other people who are asking questions to those speakers, panel discussion and whatnot. What other ideas do you have, Smita? Where early on a startup founder can find a mentor?
So at colleges itself, when they have the idea. So when early on in our journey, before I was the president, so at Pepperdine, there was this entrepreneurs group and like a class for entrepreneurs. So they invited us entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs over there to give them something, telling them stories about how did we get around, what did we do to succeed, and
Right.
how could one of them, like, they could also move ahead. And so we ended up giving, like, there were like 5 or 6 of us in different areas who were able to provide direction to people. And then they signed some of us as mentors to go ahead. So colleges are very good. Some college professors have started companies. Go to them and ask them if there's something they can tell you. And I think if you see a successful entrepreneur or somebody who is a little bit more successful than you too, you could ask them the secret of their success. How be open to ideas and understanding. I think networking anytime basically helps you to get ideas and
So, Smita, you have worked for, yeah, you had your own startup, and then you have worked for really large Fortune 500 enterprises. What is common when it comes to mentorship? Because when you are in a large organization, uh, your immediate reporting manager and maybe two level up, they are also act like mentor, and generally they will adopt you and try to help you out and give you a career growth. What has been your experiences? Can you give us some examples there?
so like in startups, you are a small company and you lack data and experience and you work with external vendors. And then you, as you said, in enterprises, we have complexity, scale, competing priorities. So the leadership is going in different directions. So the problem is usually the same that uh, you need perspective to make better decisions. Leaders need perspective to make better decisions. So there would be a skip level, is what we say, like, your manager and then a senior manager or a director or a senior director. You could reach out to them if you want to go ahead in your company. The same thing happens mentorship in companies as well as mentorship in startups. You have to be willing to be open and listen and see what are the problems we're solving and what are the complexities and competing priorities there are, because at startup founders we get this too, and in enterprises. So we basically, mentors will provide a view that's hard to get yourself. If you go to a skip level, when we say skip level, is like somebody who's just above your manager. But don't, you need to tell your manager that you are going to go to them for some advice, and the manager says, fine. Then it's because you have to take people, you have to be very sincere about it. And they say they have been around the company and then they see what your potential is and they can advise you accordingly. If suppose you are very good at turning problems into like simple processes and solutions, then they would advise you accordingly as to what would be a good area for you to go to in enterprises. If you are somebody who latches on to ambiguous things and ambiguity and then you make clarity out of this, then innovation area would be a big area for you to go to. So I developed a program where this was a fun thing. In when I was at DirecTV and AT&T, I've developed a whole program which let you people played games as well as certain exercises, and it showed them what their strengths were, and they could take a path to learn those kind of skills, and then be paired with the right kind of managers or directors to go ahead. And then this was like to develop your innovation capability, because some people will
Right.
be very strategic, some people will be very innovative, some people will be very execution focused. Everything should be right. So based on that, we made teams as to who would be the best setup of the team, and people. And at DirecTV, we created two new products that became flagship products like this. So that is something in companies that also works very well, is the mentorship that guides you as well as creates your innovation capabilities, your takes your capabilities to a next level. So enterprises, you're doing everything internally. Startups, you're doing everything for yourself, but you're trying to succeed in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Great answer. Thank you for that. Let's talk about one decision that changed the trajectory of your company.
That was it. Undervaluing. I was not undercharging. I was undervaluing my business. So that came like that was it. We were charging for support a monthly fee rather than what they needed as a value. So, and then, for example, we were also pricing everything in terms of how much effort it took us to make that product. And one of the main things was, it's not that what effort it took me to make the product, what is the value of it for somebody else?
Right.
So, for example, when we had the enterprise software for medical offices, we had how people did inventory, how people did prescription drugs, and dispensing the inventory as well as everything. But we did not have a label maker. So one of the doctors asked for somebody to for us to make labels so that they could print it on the prescription bottles to give it to the client. Sincerely, that only took us half an hour to program, one day to test, but it was one of our biggest seller along with the printer. That was how I valued that module. So it's how do you value your services and what people want and how it would be. So that changed the trajectory of my first company. So that was, thanks for asking that. I had forgotten it.
Great, Smita. Thank you. No, thank you for sharing your personal story about your first company that you had floated here in the US. What advice would you give to first-time founders? Give me 4 or 5 top-level advice that a first-time founder should think of before even jumping into their entrepreneurial journey.
Okay. So entrepreneurship can feel like a solo journey, but it's really not a solo journey. So they have a lot of people to learn from. The founders who do well or scale are the ones who are willing to learn and learn fast, and who are willing to identify people who could guide them, not get them just investors or anything, not just connect them, but who can guide them. And mentors play a huge role in that because they help you see the value clearly, avoid mistakes, make better decisions, and they make everything much faster for you. What you would have learned in many, many years is what they are giving it to you. So they have to have clarity. They should have focus. They shouldn't try to be everything to everybody. And they should use leverage, that is mentors and their networks and other people, like even friends who would be able to help move ahead. You don't know where somebody is hiding who can help you.
Right.
So is that good enough for you?
Yeah, it's good. I'll just add one more. And since we do so much of startup pitch events on a monthly basis, I get to talk to a lot of founders. And many a times for the first time founder, I feel that they have built a problem in their head and trying to find a solution. I
Right.
always mentor them. If I am on a mentorship call with them with the first time founders, I always tell them that, go and talk to 100 of your potential customer before even start working on your problem and solution side of the business, because there could be a personal thing that you have thought that this is a problem I face, so a lot of people will be facing the similar problem, and if I find a solution for that, a lot of people will be buying it from me. Generally, that doesn't work that way. You should talk to your potential customer, at least 100 of them, before start investing your time and money and energy into it. What are your thoughts on this idea?
Very, very similar. So in our first company, when we started with the doctor said, okay, give me a system so that I can send reminders to patients for their vaccinations. I can send them some question and answers, some paperwork. So they had this idea in their head. But that was not enough to do this. So what we did is we sent my whole team, and we were once I had developed the basic product, sent my whole team to really work at the front desk of the customers for a whole week, and then see what observations they got, because they were coming from outside. And the product that came out was something that they wanted, not exactly a reminder system, but something that tracked and sort of gave people some empathy as to how they were getting tracked. So the problem became very different than what exactly the customer wanted us to solve. So you are absolutely right. You have to really question your founders, question your customers to know, because when they articulate something, they don't really know what they really want. They think this is what they want. So you have to like sort of excavate, what is the real problem they are facing. So you said it totally right that, go talk to your 100 customers, potential customers, and see how would it benefit their life, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Agree with you completely.
What's yeah? What's cooking, Smita? What's new? What's new coming out from your cohorts that you run?
It's mostly AI based right now, AI,
Okay.
digital,
Uh-huh.
AI in healthcare, and a couple of them are AI in entertainment. Like, you know how much I love making games.
Right.
So those are the ones that we are working with right now. And at a couple of places, I'm working as a CXO, and a couple of places I'm as a board member advising them, but more in a mentorship track. But I'm pretty heavily involved with entertainment track right now, trying to get a lot of processes corrected and operational excellence, because there could be AI tools for that we are trying to figure out. So
Great. Thank you so much, Smita, for your time this Sunday afternoon. It is 5:10 p.m. right now. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. It was an absolute pleasure. And you have always guided me, mentored me in my earlier days of TiE, and still you do. So thank you so much for that on camera, and truly blessed to have you in my life.
thank you so much, and me too, Anshuman. I really appreciate you. It was such a pleasure working with you at TiE. We together made a lot of things happen,
Yes, yes.
and I. It has been a journey, but it was done with the right people at the right time. So
Yes.
I really enjoy working with you, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to come and share these things with you.
Thank you. This is just the first episode that I'm doing with you. Many more to come in near future, and we'll be coming up with interesting topics, and then we'll be talking about that. Thank you so much, Smita, for your time.
So much, Anshuman.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.